Okay, so how did we get here? Let's talk about it. Rap fatigue, right? Everybody's talking about rap fatigue. This has been coming for a long time. We're in 2025. Rap music has been on the decline for a long time.
Best, 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 best. Got it, don't need no press. Bow, bow, get a host of rest.
She was a fairy. Yeah, yeah. She was a fairy. Yeah, yeah. She was a fairy. Yeah, yeah.
Bitch, I'm in the field, nigga, call me Indiana Jones. Feel like Soldier Boy today, so kiss me through the phone.
Yeah, pussy so good it'll have him doing ad-libs. He can't even speak.
Rap is an art form. You are supposed to be saying something. When I hear y'all music, y'all don't be saying nothing.
Now, I'm not one of those unks who just hate on rap music because I'm no longer in my 20s or teens, right? So I'm a hip hop baby. I grew up on hip hop like most of everybody in my generation, right? And I think what happened with rap music disconnected itself from hip hop. That's basically what happened.
First time since 1990, no rap or hip hop artist will be featured in the Billboard Top 40 at the end of this October. The genre, once known for its anthems and viral music videos, looks to be disconnecting from the audience it was supposed to represent, the youth and those in the inner cities. This surprising update on rap's failure to make this list in 35 years would spark debates across the country. So why is rap currently falling off?
Rap has been falling off because we're fighting a lot of different things. One, technology has changed everything pretty much since the 2010s at least. You know, you not only have the digitization of music, but you also have the fact that the cost to create music is way cheaper than it ever was. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it means, as you know, everybody can make music. Everybody can make music in general. You also have the shortening of songs. People's attention spans are really short. Rap songs used to be about 3 verses. They started cutting it down to 2 verses. And then eventually you really started having 1 long verse and a chorus. Now, whether that's bad or good, look, it's up to you what you consume. But you got to understand that with the attention span shortness of the audience and people starting to really just want a bop, right? Rap music separated. Rap is really a part of hip hop. It's part of the culture. If you're into hip hop and you understand the 5 elements of hip hop or the elements of hip hop, right? You understand that rap is just part of the larger culture. Now, within that culture, you had a lot of knowledge, and rap has always had a mixture of party, have a good time, street element, and most importantly, rap had a lot of knowledge baked into the music, right? So, you know, if you look back in the 90s and even into the 2000s, rap has always had knowledge baked into it. And I'm not saying that the artists aren't doing that now. But what happened is that slowly, if you look at, you know, the new generation, the people who are in their 20s now and younger, the generation that has came after the 90s and the 2000s, right? You got to understand that they've separated from any level of integrity as far as rap. And I'm not talking about every artist. I'm talking about speaking in generals, right? So it got to a point where rap music became something that was just about a quick bop. The knowledge part of it is pretty much dead. The real reason why people have rap fatigue right now is that those of us who call ourselves rap connoisseurs and consumers have not held up the standard of what we accept as good rap music, right? Other genres have that. Rock and roll, country, blues, R&B to an extent, right?
That the news will circulate, it appears that many rap fans would air out their reasons why some are experiencing rap fatigue. From there not being enough rap stars, lack of creativity, to other genres getting more push, and even the fact that many rappers have gone independent to avoid predatory deals, thus making it harder for them to appear on radio and other necessary placements to break songs across the country. According to Billboard, the highest ranking song at the time of the streak ending was Young Boy Never Broke Again's Shot Callin' at number 44, despite artists like Cardi B releasing an album and even a couple singles from Drake.
Everybody's free to like who they like, right? There's a lot of different types of rap music, but there has to be QC, quality control. Often when you look at music is a reflection of culture. And this is exactly what they were saying when hip hop first came to be a prominent culture in the early times. They were explaining to people, especially the older generation at the time back in the 70s and early 80s, is that, listen, this hip hop thing we doing is a reflection of the culture. And that's why it was so fresh back then, because it was a reflection of street, reflection of party, a reflection of knowledge, a reflection of just skills and creativity. Now, where we've gotten now with culture, there is no culture. People are just like, yo, how can I figure it out? People are using AI just to create something quick. A lot of people are not even, and I'm not knocking technology, but it's gotten to the point where people don't care about being creative. It's not even the point. The question is, how much stuff can I put out and how quickly can I put it out? Right?
Rap is an art form derived from storytelling and poetry. If you can't tell a story, baby, you can't rap.
Listen to these rappers. They are extremely articulate, very intelligent. Rappers today are illiterate. They can barely talk. Lil Baby gets on the mic. He sounds like he got a taste of the tism.
Man, it's so long ago, you know what I'm saying? But I remember that, Jay, because that was my first time. But after that, it's just been...
How do you make it through your rap? I mean, he sounds like he can barely read his own raps. That's why they mumble everything. They can barely talk.
Y'all have been mistreating, misusing, and abusing hip-hop for decades now. It's become a matter of capitalistic gain and not uplifting communities. Go back to the analog days, right? The days where your disconnection from technology tapped into source in a deeper way. Let's go back to that. So I'm okay with hip-hop not being in the top 40 because it's bigger than that.
According to hip-hop commentator Ray Daniels, rappers are trying to be viral and only become rich instead of making a hit song.
Nah. Here's the thing. It ain't about making a hit song. Anybody can make a hit song, right? But the integrity of rap music is a part of a larger problem as far as the integrity of urban culture. And that's really what we've had as far as the decline. Now, the other piece I didn't really talk about is that, and this is really kind of the obvious piece. It's the street part of hip hop or rap music. It's the street part of it. What happened is that the street part of it became all of it. It became the most important thing. We started to merge street and having street cred with pop music. And it got a lot more dangerous when you got into the 2000s, because when you start seeing, like, especially when you talk about the drill area, right? Birthed in Chicago, the whole drill scene, the drill area really told you how things got really, really bad, because now you started having rappers who were just saying a bunch of reckless stuff on camera in their songs, talking about their ops who got killed and all these crazy things that precipitated more violence, right? So it got to the point where rap music wasn't even about just entertaining. It was also really stirring up more street drama. And I think a lot of rappers followed suit and said, oh, that's the way to do it. The more street I am, the more people I have on camera with me. I mean, this is what birthed the 6ix9ine, other rappers who, unfortunately got either killed or got in a lot of drama with law. So that's a big part of it. And again, I'm not saying cats were not talented, but what happened is that the street part became so important, where you had street, but you really didn't have any knowledge. There wasn't a lot of knowledge put in there. It was just a bunch of street. You got people, Pop Smoke got killed a couple years ago. These guys are talented, but they had so much street in their music, there was no knowledge in there. So you got to have all the elements. So what rap music lost was its dynamics. It lost the dynamics of being cool and smart and street and fun and all of these things. And also, more than anything, it lost the whole element of being skillful. And that's why they had to start doing rap battle leagues, because, it got to a point where, then that's why they started calling people who had skills backpackers. And it should have never been like that. Having skills should have been important. And again, listen, I might be biased, but I think the 90s had the best quality of all of it, because you had rappers who, some were street, some were fun, some were political. All of them had had a pride about having some level of skill. That's the part that's been lost. It don't matter about skill no more. You understand what I'm saying? So you can look at someone like Ice Spice. Look, I'm not mad at her, but at the end of the day, you're not going to look at someone like that and say they're necessarily skillful. Cardi B makes nice songs, but is a necessarily skilled rapper? Rap fatigue, unfortunately, but fortunately that's happened. I'm actually glad it happened, because I think the fans are like, how bad is this going to get? How bad can this get? And these are young people on these TikTok reviews, right? These are all people in their 20s. These are the people, the main people who buy rap music, who listen to rap music and say, yo, this is getting crazy. There's no hip hop in the top 40 on Billboard. And damn it, there's probably a great reason why. The music is bad. Not everybody, but most of it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Crucial Convo.